Easy. No swears. Give people, like, immediately I'm not as nervous, but, like, for some reason, still, like, weirdly nervous. It's very strange. I mean, this is literally my career. Are you pulling it up to see what it looks like? Huh? Okay. Not that anyone can hear that. They can hear me yelling at you. They can't hear it yet. God, is it already almost 1 o'clock? I'm going to go. This is the test. This is the test, and then the real one's going to happen in, what, 8 hours? That's all right. That's enough time to fall asleep for 3 hours after I doom scroll on my phone for 45 minutos. 45 Maria Menounos. Will it show me when people join? I think it does. Why would I need more streaming power? As soon as you tell me what it looks like, then I'm going. Is it really not live? I'm going to be so mad if this isn't hooked up, right? Huh? So what do you mean you don't see it? The lower third isn't there. Why not? Hey, buddy, there's Bradley. We did all the... I spent like half an hour on that. Check the YouTube, dude. Bradley, what are you doing up? God in heaven. What is wrong with me? I don't think that YouTube is connected. Cam. I don't think the YouTube is connected. What a cluster. It is connected. What? God in heaven. This is a mess. Somebody's watching on Twitch. Is that you on Twitch? All right, Bradley, here's the deal. This is my job now. That's Cam. He's dancing. I should be sleeping because 4 a.m. comes early, especially when taking 911 calls. Yeah, it does. Especially when I'm going to get up and not take 911 calls, but I am going to do a podcast again. So what you're watching right now is some behind the scenes action. Backseat action. Whoa. Starting tomorrow and then Monday through Friday going forward at 8:45, I will be live for about half hour, 45 minutes a day. This is a podcast network, I guess I'm putting together, a little project. I call it This Used to Be a Radio Show. That's what Two Bars is. This used to be a radio show. People who are fans of the show will be called tubers, right? You're going to be tubers. This Tuber Team unite. Otherwise, I'll air a live podcast every day, and then you'll be able to go back and watch and or listen or tell other people that they can go listen if they want. You'll be able to do that on Spotify and Apple. So, might as well try this thing out, huh? Might as well see how this goes. Now, everyone who's watching on, whether it be Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, that's just Nelson, just like the name of the show here. And I can see your comments as they're coming in. So, are we ready? Yeah, are we ready? Okay. He said, yeah. He's not even a part of this. He is a part of this, actually. Integral part of this. Here we go. Two Bars presents That's Just Nelson. Episode 7. Because I don't have the clacker. I don't have the clacker. Everybody, maintain low tones.
Ladies.
Oh, no.
And gentlemen, the show is about to start.
What show?
Now, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
It's
Nelson time.
Dang right it is.
It's Nelson time. It's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, if you want to know what's going on, it's Nelson time, yeah. It's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, yeah. That's just Nelson.
Yeah, so it's been a rough couple of days for your boy. My apologies. People are going, where's the episodes? Where's the episodes? You said Monday through Friday. I know I said it. Do as I say, right? Do as I say. Not as I do. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just making excuses. At That's Just Nelson. That's how you can find me on all social media. That's where you can see the live stream now. Monday through Friday. So up to this point, I have been slacking a little bit. We're going to get into it. We'll touch up a little bit of it, and then we're going to talk about what the Friday show is going to look like. I know you're saying, Nelson, it might be Friday as you're recording this. Yeah, well, who knows when you're listening to this? I just know I've got some people in Two Bars Nation. This used to be a radio show, by the way. Tubers, that's what you are. Tubers Unite. I've got some people that are like, hey, man, we've been clamoring. We've been coming for these episodes. You said Monday through Friday, and what are you giving us? I know. Last couple of days specifically, your boy's been going through it. Your boy has been going through it. So yesterday was my ex-mother-in-law's funeral, and the day before that, my girlfriend broke up with me. So it's like your boy's been winning, been on a winning streak. And I want to unpack some of that, okay? But I'm not going to do it right now. I want to take some time. I think that heading into the weekend for a Friday show and the kickoff then of what will be Monday through Friday, 8:45, live at 8:45 Central Time as we broadcast here in the Tubers studios of Omaha, Nebraska. But we'll do the show live. And then if you want to watch it, you can engage. You'll be able to call 402-302-1005. That's the show's number. You can text into that, or you can comment there on the feeds. Now it's everywhere. Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, facebook.com. That's just Nelson. Same with YouTube. Anywhere you want. It's THATSJUSTNELSON. Love it. Rolls off the tongue. I debated putting an episode up yesterday. So for yesterday, it was like, I don't know. I'm already reeling. I'm not, listen, I'm not shy about the fact that it wasn't my decision to not be in a relationship anymore, especially because I'd been talking about her on the show. That's beside the point. Even as we get into tomorrow's episode, the next episode of the show, if you're expecting a bunch of piping hot tea and me to dump all over an ex, forget that. Miss me with that. I left that behind. I left that behind a long time ago because it's not a good look, for one. And plus, I don't know. Still kind of like her. Don't tell her, though. So yesterday, after post-funeral, I got back with Roman came back with me. That's my little boy. And then my daughter, Penelope, stayed up with Mom. It's complicated. We'll get into it at some point. But Mom had moved back home to be with her mother as she was getting ready to pass. It's like an hour from here. So Penelope took another bereavement day. Romy, he climbs in and he gets in the car and we go have a little daddy duder day. You know what I mean? We kind of just come and hang out and we're bros. We do a little snug bug ruggins time. That's where he and I will climb into the bed. And then he will tell me to take my shirt off. I don't know if I told you guys this, so it's a little embarrassing, but I will as we were hanging out, me and Rome. He sleeps in my bed. He's 8.5. I don't know if adults still say they have ages. But he sleeps in my bed, as a lot of kids do, because I worked with a guy a long time ago named Gary Greenwood. And he told me, you never know when it's like, you don't know when the last time you're going to pick your kid up. You don't know when the last time the kid's going to go, I don't want to sleep in your bed, you weirdo. And you're sad. That's your baby boy. Now, part of that little routine, little ritual, well, it involved taking the shirt and pants off, right? So we only sleep in underpants, all right? And there was a time where I was online playing video games. I'd moved to California for a year, come back from California, tried living in the spare bedroom of the ex-wife's house, found out real quickly why we're not together. We don't do well in confined spaces. Great co-parents. Everything else is not so hot. You know what I mean? We're not like high-fiving and exchanging war stories, but, you know, I was there for her when her mom died. She was the only mom I had. My mom died a long time ago, 15 years ago. So for 15 years, Barb, God rest her soul, she was my mom. God, that woman was wild. She would just say the most random stuff. Like the one that I take with me is I apologized to her one time. I don't even know what it was. I go, Barb, I'm so sorry. She goes, Josh. So I told her my first name is Josh. I know, Nelson. It was magical, and now you know. She goes, Josh, don't you ever apologize to me. Not in poker, not in life. What? What, Barb? You heard me. You're right, Barb. You're right, Barb. I heard you. So the little man, he likes to, you know, he's popping in. He's in the bed. Right? Well, at this point, I'm not living with my ex-wife. My ex-wife has moved an hour away, and now the kids are staying with me at my father's house. Really, I mean, just winning. Firing on all cylinders at 42. Just a great year for me. And so I'm playing the video game. I'm on the PlayStation 5 with a couple of buddies of mine. And Romy, he gets into the bed. Penelope's got her own room. She's doing her own thing. Roman, he's in my bed. That's how we roll. He leans up. I didn't hear him at first. I didn't feel him move up next to me in the bed. So I'm kind of like laying where my feet are at the foot of my face is at the foot of the bed, looking up at the little TV that's on the wall there. And so he leans in, and it had to be right. I mean, right by the microphone, you know, because I'm one of them D-bags with the, I don't have the headset in here. Not that it matters. So I got the headset with the breaker 19, we're going down. So I'm playing on the stupid video game. He leans over and goes, Dad, take off your shirt. And of course, if you've seen any guy's group chat, you know that they lost their ever-loving minds. They're just losing, just a total mess in my headphones. He can't hear any of it. They're just cackling and laughing. And it was, I mean, divine intervention, perfect timing. I don't know what you call it. But they both took this like heave breath in because they've been laughing so hard at how bad they were making fun of me. And my kid leaning over telling me to take off my shirt. And as they go, and it was quiet for just a moment, this little son of a gun leans back over and goes, take off your pants. Like, what? No! Don't applaud that. So it's a little magical day. So by the time I get to the end of the day, I'm bummed out about everything else. You know, that's just kind of been piling on. Not to mention the day before it, which we're not going to get into because it's a super private event. Like there was something else that was kind of hanging over me, right? So it's just like a 3-day hangover. I'm feeling like I'm letting everybody down. It's okay. You know what? Pump the brakes, Nelson. Take the night with Lil Romy. Take the pants off and just not worry about it. Get some extra sleep. And then I hit the ground running. Okay. And I don't know if you're like this, but I know when I'm feeling bad and out of control, I love to just clean. So I got all that. It's probably the ADHD, but I got all the things stacked up and I'm cleaning everything up and I'm getting a good shave on because I know I'm going to be on camera. It's like 12 hours ago I shaved. I'm a psycho. I did get in a little bit of quality time though, which I'm happy to say. Sometimes you got to reconnect, right? And so for this whole deal, I mean, the whole impetus for why every day now, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be live. It'll be a live show. So when you call 402-302-1005 or you come in on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, I mean, it's soon to be TikTok. We're going to be everywhere. You go to That's Just Nelson, you'll find us. Of course, you could tell your friends if they want to catch up, they can get it on Apple and Spotify for sure. Anywhere you get podcasts at. I'm sure there's other places to get podcasts, but who's getting them outside of those two places? Really? Okay. But I got to sit down with an old friend of mine, and really the first 50% of the first team I ever worked for in radio is a guy named Pat Safford. And Pat was a part of a team, is a part of a team still, Pat and JT. And it's funny because he's kind of effeminate, and it's Pat, and it's a unisex name, and JT's kind of a unisex name too. And she's this hard-nosed, tough, grew up in the country. She will literally run your show. I mean, it's great too, because you just let her tell you what to do. I found out I'm a gun, not a marksman, so I worked real well with JT. Put me in, coach. But it was a beautiful time in my life because I had just gotten out of college, and I had been working in radio. I was so excited. I was so excited to be on the radio. And then I wasn't even on the radio in the town I was in. I was working in Omaha, but in small cities across the country. Not syndicated, though. Those people thought I was in their town. So then when I finally get to leave that, which was just no fun to do, because there's nothing immediate about it. There's nothing like, oh, things could go wrong. There's something a little bit wild, a little bit like walking on a creative tightrope when you're doing a live show. Even a pre-recorded live show that you're not going to make any edits on is not the same as, here we go, we're running downhill. And so I had a hard time with this as I was first coming up in radio, because I always thought, oh, I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm in the right place at the right time. I didn't do anything to get here. I just happened to be here. Anyone would have gotten that. Well, no, that's not how it works. You have to be the right person for it to be the right place at the right time. It took me many years to figure that out. But this series of events kicks off with the first company I was working for got bought out, was about to move to Denver. I smelled blood in the water, so I was like, I got to get out of here. So I go over to what at the time we called the cluster, because they were the terrestrial side and we were broadcasting out satellite. Well, the biggest show in town, especially for women, was the Pat and JT show. It was on what was then Q98.5. They had rebranded it, a legendary radio station in Omaha called Sweet 98. They changed it to Q98.5, and I never understood that. Like, they wanted to rebrand. They wanted to change the music, which was fine. A little inside baseball for you on radio. It was the early 2000s. The Pat and JT actually started on Sweet 98 and then ended on Sweet 98 because they rebranded it again. So it's crazy. Like, they lived through an entire brand, which is unheard of in radio, right? For a format to flip and then to rebrand an entire station and to keep the morning show. That's a testament to the quality of these two, right? So I happened to be fortunate enough that I could be a part of their show. The producer, before I was the producer, he goes, look, man, he was the consummate producer, a guy named John Desjardins. He's the guy that's like, I don't care about me being on the air other than little bits I'm going to put in. I'm just here to make the show stand out and make the hosts look like stars. And I'm like, cool, because I will never be that producer. Like, I want to be that producer, and I'm awful at it because I'm selfish and I'm full of myself and I want airtime. I mean, I got a podcast with my freaking name in it. Okay, so obviously your boy's feeling himself. So I was happy to be able to sit down with Pat because he has already forged this path. So when they got blown out, immediately they started a podcast. Well, then geniuses, these two, they go and grab up all of their other friends in media and they build a podcast network. So now they're humming along, living the life, oh my God. Some text messages, I can't even really get into it now, but I got some text messages from a friend still in the industry. And he was talking about something his boss had said and what he got in trouble for. And when he was telling me the content that he gave to me, I was immediately, I think I got a bunch of nasty emails. I go, you're going to read those emails tomorrow, right? He goes, dude, I'm already in trouble. I go, what? How is this happening? I go, man, I'm bummed to be unemployed, to be trying to figure out a new way to scrounge up dough and to put things together and figure this life out. But I won't, for one day of my life, miss some garbage meeting that could have been an email, miss some power trip managed by committee, no forward thing. It's just, listen, I could go on and on. I hate what radio has become. I love radio. I love it. I love the immediacy. I love that even with that no one consumes it like they used to consume it, that people could still really make connections. It's something that you can instantly change someone's mind. And that could be something that you just came up with. Podcasting, especially now that I'm going to be doing it live every day, I think that's going to give me some more of that element. That's that thing, that high that you chase as a broadcaster. For a while there, I was kind of phoning it in and I was sad. When I get sad, I make bad radio. I do. When I get sad, I almost get fired or I get fired. Okay, because I'm just not a good creative at that point. But man, there would be days, even recently, that I was like, oh, I'm just so overworked or whatever it is. And I'm coming up with these excuses or this, that, and the other thing is going wrong in my life. And then as soon as you, as they say, crack the microphone, it's like, hey, what's happening? Insert radio station name here. Whew, flying. Well, fast forward a little. This Pat and JT, they're so successful at this podcast company. This other media company comes in. Now, they bought up some properties out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and they've bought out a publication called Hail Varsity. So it's this new kid in town. They're called Hurrdat, right? This Hurrdat Media. And all of a sudden, they're looking to make a major shift into the podcast space. So rather than build it from the ground up, they go to two that already know what the heck they're doing. And they fold them into the company. So now that Parkville Media is what it was called, it's a little play on words. Pat and JT, they taught me a lot about broadcast. And one of them was like to try and dance around things. Let the audience, walk them to the line and let the audience cross it. So anytime they were talking about a little mommy daddy time, they called it going to the park, right? Because then you could talk about it with kids. They're broadcasting to women 18 to 49. You don't know who's going to be in the car. It's kind of the principle that I act upon on this show too. Because I could swear. I want to swear. There's a lot of times I want to swear. I'm a filthy, foul-mouth SOB. Okay? But it's like a challenge I've issued to myself. Plus, it just feels more like the radio. And if anything, I'm just trying to recreate a goddamn glory day. I mean, heaven forbid a guy got a hobby. So as I'm kind of, I'm picking his brain as I'm walking down this new venture myself. Like, hey man, I don't know that I want to go back to radio. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay. If you're not from around here, there's a radio station here called Z92 with the guys that have been on the air for 30 years, Todd and Tyler. I make a fool of myself anytime I see them because I get giddy like a schoolgirl because they're superstars to me. I met Garth Brooks, and it was like, yeah, that's cool. You're Garth Brooks. Had a 10-minute conversation with him. If Todd and or Tyler were to walk into my house right now, I might die. That being said, if Todd and Tyler decided to hang it up and I had an opportunity to helm the morning show that came after them, that sounds like an exciting challenge because that would be such a tough road to hoe. Row, not a road. It's a tough row to hoe, by the way. But that sounds exhilarating. But again, with you helping me out to build this Two Bars Nation, we don't have to look back. We'll make all the radio we want right here. There's nothing holding us back from doing big live events. This is like, I was talking about it with Cam, my buddy. Who also is, I don't know if he wants me talking about what he does for a job. So just, if he wants to do that, he can tell me that later. But anyway, he works with Pat. I'm picking Cam's brain constantly. Because they're already playing in this space. And the one thing that I noticed very quickly about podcasting versus radio, there's like so much less ego. There's so much less, this is mine. There's so much less, I don't want to show you how to do something because then you might do it better than me and then replace me. So everything's such a guarded secret. Everybody's so open. Everybody's so free. People are joining other people's podcasts. I've been on some buddies' podcasts in Atlanta. They're going to come on here. They do a show called The Daily Dose. It's just it's a whole different world. It's a better world. It's a better world to be in. But as I was sitting there with Pat, as we're just kind of out on this patio, reminiscing, and he's giving me tips. He's like, hey, man, you got to be doing, why aren't you going live? You got all these platforms to go live. I go, God, Pat, when you got it, you got it. He's the elder statesman to me. You know, I look up to the two of them, Pat and JT. They put me in a trunk full of hammers and drove me around the most bumpy, potholed road in town. And God almighty, if it wasn't the funniest thing that ever happened. And I don't have a copy of the video, and I lost a hard drive that had all of my stuff from back when I was on the Pat and JT show, and I was so sad. I was more sad about losing the Pat and JT show stuff than I was about losing, like, baby pictures of my kid. So that's how screwed up I am. That's how I'm a total D-bag, all right? So facts are in, all right? Everybody knows. But yeah, I love these guys. And so I love that they, even now, I mean, I've known them forever, they're still very generous, still very gracious. That's hard to find in radio. Another guy I worked with recently, a guy named Jack Swanda, was on the air in Omaha for years and years. Legendary morning show, Jack and Fred, right? It's Jack Swanda, salt of the earth. Right before I got blown out at the old job, he goes, we're brothers in broadcast. I go, what? You don't owe me anything. That's the type of people that Pat and JT are. So I'm sitting down with Pat, conversing, and then all of a sudden this guy comes in from the other door, and he's like, oh, hey, sorry to interrupt. I got to talk to Pat real quick. And I realized in that moment that he was entering a meeting. Like, I still think of myself as this stupid kid, right? I'm a 43-year-old man. I'm older than Pat was when he and I met at this point. You know what I mean? I think Pat was in his early 30s. And I think Pat's about 10 years older than me. Because I don't think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Go find him, Pat and JT. Go check out his show. You can decide how old the guy is. But I realized in that moment, like, oh, am I a peer right now? And then just like immediately felt, no, that can't be it. That's not it. You're stupid. Don't say that. You're not a peer. It appears you're not a peer. But then the kid was like, oh, hey, yeah, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm one of their producers. And I go, funny enough, you say that. I was one of his producers, 15, and as it came out of my mouth, it was like slow motion. I go, I was one of his producers 15 years ago. Really, 16 years ago was when I started producing him. And it was gross. I did not like it. I know I don't like it, as my mother would say. I don't like it at all. It makes you feel old, right? All of a sudden, you're starting to tally up. They said the class of 25 this year. That's about to be the class of 25. I was the class of 2000. That'll make you feel old. It's where when the new kid comes in to the job site and you find out he was born the same year that you graduated from high school, that one messes me up. That one messes me up. You got to be born in 2004 to drink alcohol right now? I mean, what else could make you feel older? The accidental senior discount? That'll do. All right, hold on. Let's see. Yeah. So what do we got? We found someone that we started working with somebody who was born the year that you were graduated. That'll make you feel old? Yeah, that'll make you feel old on that one. The accidental senior discount? Like, what are you trying to say? I mean, I'll take it, but I didn't earn it. That'll make you feel old. How about not being carded, even though there's like a sign, and the sign literally says, everyone must be carded. No exceptions. I mean, nothing will cut you super deep, all the way down low. Like that scrawny little punk looking at you and going, why is you reaching for your wallet? We're good, bud. We're good. Don't call me bud. Just put the fries in the bag. Okay? That'll make you feel old. That'll make you feel old. I don't know why I went fries, but that's you know what? Because I'm young. That's common parlance. Put the fries in the bag. Get on TikTok. How about this one? Anytime someone says something was 40 years ago, and then you have to, in your mind, go, oh, they're not talking about the 50s, huh? No, they're not. No, they're not. Sorry to tell you, 40 years ago was 1985. 40 years ago was the year that Marty McFly left from, both to 55 and to then 2005, 2015, 2015. This was 30 years both ways. 1985 was 40 years ago. I think this one probably takes the cake. You want to feel old. You want to know that you're getting up there. How about when you throw your back out sleeping? Yeah. Oh, what? You turned once at 3:05 a.m. for 20 seconds? Go grab the dones. That's how I know advertising works. When I was a little kid, I used to say that to my mom. I'd walk around, hold my back going, Mom, I need my dones. Gotta get my dones pills, Mom. She goes, what are you talking about? So I told you a little bit ago that, yeah, your boy went through a little bit of a breakup. And we're going to unpack most of that tomorrow, lightly, on episode 8. This being episode 7. But what we're going to get into here in just a minute, something I now have to go find from someone else. 2 in a row. I get it. I lose it. And it just sucks. At That's Just Nelson. That's how you find us on social media. Make sure you use that hashtag TU. Number 2, BARS. Tubers. That's what you are. This used to be a radio show, and this...
That's Just Nelson.
It is. That's Just Nelson. And now we'll prepare for the next segment. Is everyone ready for the next segment? See, this is what I can't quite figure out, Cam. Like, will I do something with this spot right here? Will I do something fun, like read comments from the audience? Will I do something like, I don't know, play like real commercials? We're still figuring it out. It's the test show, okay? The real show, it is a real show that we're doing right now, but it's a test show also. So the real show, the first one ever, will be today in 7.5 hours. Here we go.
You're listening to That's Just Nelson.
You are. 402-302-1005. That's the number for the show. Message and data rates may apply if you text. I haven't made any money on this show yet, so I don't know if I have to tell you that. Also, I don't know how there's no FCC on the internet, but there's probably a trade commission or something that wants you to say that. It's just on the radio, legalese. That's why every company that says, hey, you're about to send a text message back to this place, message and data rates may apply. It's all right. Who doesn't have unlimited texting? That's one of those things where it's kind of hard to share. I mean, I guess you could share a phone plan, but I have been kind of limping along the last couple of years because, I kind of talked about it on a previous episode, and I host another podcast that's all about not doing heavy drugs. I've been clean for a couple of years now. So 2 years and a month ago, 2 years and a month ago, I couldn't have fathomed not doing the drugs I was doing. And now I couldn't even think about doing them now, which I love. I mean, I love that for me because it was a nightmare. I don't know if that deserves that, but that's fair. So I've had to pare down a few things, right? And one of the first ones that had to go was the Prime. Had to drop the Prime. Now, I wasn't doing a lot of Prime Video, so it wasn't like I was missing out on that. But it becomes super inconvenient to order from Amazon when you no longer have that 2-day shipping. When it's out, it's out. I mean, God almighty. I need to be in a relationship with someone who has Amazon Prime. I think that's probably why I've been so hard up on trying to get into a relationship. That's not true, but So what has happened is the last two women that I have dated, like they have had the Prime. And so I would just, hey, can I Venmo you some money or whatever? And you send it off. Like it becomes a deal because you're like, well, I could buy it in town for $20 or I could get it on Amazon for $8, but I'm not going to wait. And I'm not going to buy, I don't have $35 worth of crap to get. So here I am rocking me like a hurricane. And I'm biting on somebody's Amazon style. But that's not it. Like everybody's stealing. A buddy of mine used to always say, Gary, you always used to say, if you lie, steal, what you been stealing? What you been stealing? What are you gaming the system on? Maybe it's streaming service logins, not just like getting the Amazon Prime and having the things delivered to you, but like getting into the Netflix. Netflix tried to mess around. They tried to FAFO on that one for a little while. I had to pay a double Netflix charge for a little while I was in California because my kids were back here in Omaha using the Netflix, and so I wasn't in the home network. Dad's profile not in the home network, so that's going to be an extra $8 because you're account sharing. I'm not account sharing. I'm paying the dang thing. Oh, if I had $1 for every time I had to like break up with someone and then delete them from my Spotify premium, I'd have $2. I would. There's some stuff that I was kind of looking up some other things that are like this. I'm going like, well, what's in this vein? I have shared a Costco membership. Have you shared a Costco membership? They make it really prohibitive because you have to like fake that person lives with you. So they have to go with you. You can't just go, hey, here, download this. You got to take them into the Costco and then you got to. And then they're like, well, why is your ID not the same? Well, she just hasn't gotten it updated yet. And then it's like awkward because you got to go in later with a new girl. And they're like, what? You got a new girl living with you? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I don't know. It's just... So I'm missing out. I miss the Amazon Prime because there's some stuff I wanted to Prime, and now I don't know who to get. I don't know who to call. I don't know who I can hit up. How about this? You ever steal anybody's Wi-Fi? Because nothing says stop stealing my internet like, hey, Carl, quit stealing my damn internet and naming the router that. Like, you know that you got like caught when they put your name in the router. That's screwed up. You share the Costco membership, right? It's like one card, 6 roommates, unlimited free samples. Just everybody's eating. Sharing the passwords, it's become a big deal. Gym memberships. Are people doing this? Are people sharing gym memberships? So what, one person signs up and the rest of them just rotate guest passes? You're like a bunch of sweaty freeloaders. Don't they take pictures? That's the one thing about old Costco. Costco's cracking down on you being able to give the card out. You know, because before you could just bring the Costco card in and you'd be good. But I caught you, Costco, because now they go, beep, beep, and then they show the face. So you bring up like a facial recognition. So the person that's standing there is going, yep, that's you, son of a gun. Luckily, I look like every other fat, white, bearded dude in the area. So I could just pick up anybody's card and be good. Anybody. Stop loaning out your power tools. Stop coming to me for power tools. Who is sharing power tools? It says power tools because nobody needs to own a belt sander unless you're actively fighting crime. Like, what does that have to do with anything? The streaming services, that kills me. One person pays, the rest Venmo a suspiciously inconsistent amount. Have you ever relied on someone else to do that for you? Have you ever gone, oh yeah, you pay me half the Netflix? They're not paying half the Netflix. I've been paying for my sister's phone for 4 years, I think, at this point. The family plans? Oh, the family plan's how they get you. Because it's a family, but it's anybody in your area code, right? So your buddy goes, well, come on, I need to get the discount. So you let him in on it. Then all of a sudden, he doesn't make that $50 payment. It's going to come out of your backside. You like that? You like that save? It's going to come out of your... That's right. That's right. We keep it clean. We run a tight ship over here. It's not freeloading. It's community-based budgeting. And that's a fact. So if anybody got a Prime they want to share with me, I got a couple of things I need ordered, but I don't have $35 worth of things needed ordered. Know what I mean? Summer's coming. We can do with these kids, man. What are you going to do with these kids? Better moms and dads than you and I have loaded up. The blogs are on fire right now. Would you throw a 70s themed summer? Tell you what that is coming up. Don't forget, before the end of the show, don't bury the lead. 402-302-1005. That's the phone number.
That's just Nelson.
It is. That's actually who it is. The family, friends and family. Yeah, Bradley. You feel old now that I get double A. I said double ARP. AARP mailings in my own name. Here, let me ease some of that for you, Bradley. My sister started receiving ARP emails and mail in the mail when she was like 15. So I think technically anyone can legally sign up for AARP. I don't know if that helps you. I don't know if that eases your pain. I hope it does.
You're listening to That's Just Nelson.
Well, still under construction. That's just Nelson.com. Okay? We're getting there. I own it. But there's nothing I can... I'm a one man, okay? I'm one man. Not everything can be done by AI. Talked a little bit about people stealing, sharing things. Cam says, I once had internet company give me multiple warnings for downloading too much. Turns out my neighbor was biting my Wi-Fi and gathering all the various types of mommy daddy time videos they could. Who is downloading pornography? Really? Do you know that this here's a fast fact for you before we start talking about kids. They say, now I've heard this is an old wives' tale, but I'm going to tell it to you like it's a fact because I've told several hundred people that it's a fact that this happened. They say that the reason why we had Blu-ray and not HD DVD, which if you can remember, if you're old enough, talking about earlier in the show, things that make you feel old, okay? There was a moment when DVD was moving from DVD to a high definition, and there were two companies in the running, and it was Blu-ray and it was HD DVD. And they said that the porn industry apparently backed Blu-ray. So because they decided that they were going to go with Blu-ray, that's how much it moved the needle. They also, I think, made the same claim about Betamax and VHS. But Betamax was about pricing. So people didn't care about quality back then. Not like they do. I mean, now everyone thinks that the 19K and whatever the hell else. But back then, Betamax was the competition to VHS. It's run by Sony. Here's the problem with that, though. Sony wouldn't license, like Sony was like Apple, okay? Sony wouldn't license the right to make generic Betamax tapes. So VHS said, yeah, anybody can make them. That's why you get them from 1,000 different brands. Well, you could. I mean, who knows what a VHS is anymore? I taught radio college for 2 semesters, so I guess a whole year. I taught radio college, and there was an 18-year-old that came to my class, and this was in 2022. 18 that came to my class, and I was trying to explain something, and I used a cassette as a frame of reference. I said, well, you know what a cassette is? Got it. You don't know what a cassette is? How you don't know what a cassette is? Well, Nelson, stop and think about it for a second. One, she's 18, and it's 2022. So let's do some fast math. 2022, you take a 10, immediately take a 10 off. So now we're 2012. Walk it back 8. So you know she was born in 2004. At least I know she was born in 2004. I don't know about you. Thank you. Now, in 2004, her mom and dad aren't driving around a car that's got a cassette tape in it. Maybe, probably not. Probably going to be a CD player. Now, probably not going to have an aux cord yet, but maybe it does, right? But more than likely, it's going to be CDs, especially by the time she gets up into a knowledge age. You know what I mean? Like the time that she can actually figure out what the heck is happening. So now you think, well, she's never seen a cassette. I go, well, cassette's like a VHS. Do you know what that is? She goes, oh, yeah. How do you know what a VHS is? You don't want to get done cassette is? Okay, let's do the math again, Nelson. If she was 18 and she was born in 2004, let's say her parents had her even in their mid-20s, right? So you take that back 10 years to when they're 12, 15. Well, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, they for sure got all the Disney movies on VHS. So now it's starting to add up. Now it's starting to make sense what these dang kids are up to when you start to put it in that little frame of reference. Now, my kids, I love them, okay? And not just because legally I have to love them. I love them. But I was reading this the other day. 1 in 3 parents don't think they'll have a single anxiety-free day this summer. Let that one sink in. My kids are 10 days away. 10 days. Well, I guess they're starting Monday, I was told. So Monday, they're 11 days away. That's how that works. That's how math works. We've been doing a little bit of that here on the show. According to a new poll of parents of school-aged children, many find once the school year ends, the idea of summer makes them feel exhausted, anxious, and overwhelmed. Meanwhile, there's mommy bloggers that want me to throw a welcome to summer party. A welcome? No. I don't have enough energy for me, and I'm unemployed. You think I'm throwing a welcome to summer party because you guys had a hard year in school? Please tell me more. I don't mean to be bitter old guy with a microphone, but I'm not. Why do you get a party? Throw me a party. So stupid. String up balloons and or streamers around the home or backyard. Have a backyard picnic or their favorite meal for dinner. Dust off and pull out the old summer toys or yard games. How about the lawn darts that my father literally has? You know you can't sell them. Like Google it right now. It's an old toy, lawn darts. Here's what they were. They were just metal daggers with flags on them. They were literally darts. But they were like the size of bullets. And you just throw, look, kids will look for any excuse to throw other crap at other kids, right? You don't give them like weapons. They were like, spent uranium rods. These things were so heavy. Okay. I would assume uranium's heavy, right? Not Iranian, uranium. I would assume it's heavy. Lead's a heavy metal. So you think that these things are made out of something clearly poisonous. My father has a full set of lawn darts. The rings, the darts, the box. So I go, Dad, you could probably sell this. Look, they don't sell these anymore, right? So let's do it. And he goes, go ahead, try. You look it up on eBay. All you can sell is the box. You can't buy them. You can't sell them. Nobody will take them. It's crazy. So no, I'm not going to be pulling out the old summer toys. Maybe, says Mommy Blogger, surprise them with a few new summer treats or toys. Bubbles. I miss the day when this is one of those times where I want to swear. I miss the days when a kid would just lose his over some bubbles. Whoa! Bubbles right now? Are you kidding, Dad? Bubbles. If I could get away with bubbles, I would throw these little sons of guns a welcome to summer party. Turn up the music and have a dance party. I don't think so. I think that's going to be a no for me. Thank you. Thank you. How about this one, though? A 70s summer. I couldn't tell as I was reading this blog whether it was a serious blog or not. Give them a 70s summer. Make them play outside like all day. All dang day. Drink from the hose. Run through the sprinklers. I'll get behind run through the sprinklers, but I mean, yeah, I think every old person is like, oh, we used to drink from the hose. And you know what? It tasted like crap. It didn't make you cooler because you drank from the hose. Your mom wouldn't let you come in and have ice water. Wrap your head around that. Drink from the damn hose. Everybody's all worried about drinking from the hose. How about you worry about equal pay? And I'm not just talking about gender equality. I'm talking about, like, how about you give people a living freaking wage? You're worried about, back in my day, we could drink from the hose. You know what? I can't drink from anything because I can't freaking afford it. But I digress. She says, let him watch TV. Plenty of it, but only the TV land channel. Now, don't get me wrong. I would lose my mind to get 24 hours of Game Show Network. Send me back, me and Chucky W, R.I.P., play a little Scrabble all day. Don't get me wrong. I'm in. When was the last time you saw kids sit down and watch an actual TV show? Bradley says, you never want that to be that first drink out of the hose that was sitting in the sun. Yeah, you want to talk about, there's not just that it was hot and scalded your dang mouth, Bradley, but that it would obviously have some kind of spider poison in it. No 70s summer is complete without sending them to the movies for the entire day. With what? With what money? With what money? And then this is where I couldn't tell whether or not this was a serious mom blog. I'll drop you off around 11. I'll pick you up for dinner. It's real simple. You sneak from one theater to the next. You're not supposed to learn that from your mom. You're supposed to learn that from your dirtbag buddies. You're supposed to learn that from the 4-foot-tall kid your mom calls the little bandit, who when he and I went out to steal Chromie. This is how stupid we were. We were in the 90s, for Christ's sake. The 70s. We rode our bikes. Old Tubby Lumpkins over here and his weird little person friend. I don't think he's a little person, but I think he might be. I don't know. To legally be a little person, what do you got to be, 4'11"? I think he might just be at 5 foot. He's not getting a gig, okay? He's not getting a specialty gig. He's got the little man disease, I think. I think he's like a little dog. He's not. I haven't seen him in years. I don't know. Here's what it was. There was a underground, like, stealing ring when I was in grade school. And what we were stealing was the valve stem covers. Can't even speak. They're valve stem covers. God, I should have bleeped that. Okay, you don't know what that is? That's fine. Go fill up your tire today. And then when you bend over and you got to take the little rubber black little piece off the top, that's a valve stem cover. So in the 90s, it was super hot to have like metal ones. Like, yeah, this is tough. We called them chromies. I don't know what the hell anyone else calls them. But I know that kids in school would steal them and then trade them back and forth. Maybe this was junior high. I don't think so, though. I think I was 12. And so I rode up. I was miles away from home where I wasn't supposed to be. My mom shows up. It's the Baker's parking lot. It's a little grocery store we had here. She goes, what are you guys doing out here? Oh, we're just riding around. Okay, it's cool because it's the 90s and nobody gets snatched. All right. Then from the Baskin Robbins across the freaking parking lot, some old lady saw us messing around with the cars, and here comes old La Vista police. Here come the fuzz, man. Whoop, whoop.
What are you boys doing on, huh?
No. You got a pocket full of chromies. Got to walk inside. Baker's crying to my mom because of the little bandit. Now you want me to teach them to go steal things from a movie theater because I want that freaking call anyway. I don't. Spend 3 nights in a row at your best friend's house. Yeah, it's your fault, Tina. You take them. Oh, I'm sorry. Tina's one of those latchkey moms. Tina's working 3 shifts and just snorting anything to keep her awake because Bob left. Make your kids Tina's problem. And lastly, I swear to God, this cannot be a real blog. Have them put on a talent show. Because I need to hear what? Look what I can do. Another 17 more times. They're not even going to complete the entire act. Showmanship, poor. Scripting, awful. Pitchy. There you go. 402-302-1005. Aaliyah. Whoop, whoop. Oh, look at that. We've grown so large on the live stream that we're getting spam even. Aaliyah, your Twitch comments are coming in as well. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube Monday through Friday, starting, I guess it's today, but starting on the 9th. Live at 8:45 Central every day. Now, maybe you're listening to this on Apple and Spotify. That's fine. Make sure you drop some comments in there. Make sure you're following. This used to be a radio show. Sure. It's called That's Just Nelson, but that's not my job. It's his job. Bury the lead up next.
That's just Nelson.
It's don't bury the lead.
That's just Nelson.
Oh, shut off. Stupid thing. We'll fix it in post.
News team!
The latest news.
The Jay Leno of News Inc.
Oh my God,
The
no.
latest news or
The
not.
Jay Leno
Don't bury the
of News
lead
Inc.
on That's Just Nelson.
We're going to redo that. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What a nightmare.
The latest news.
The Jay Leno of News Inc.
Determining what's fake or not.
Don't bury the lead on That's Just Nelson.
Hip-hop mogul and freak-a-leak. Sean Diddy Combs is set to begin trial Monday in his sex trafficking case. Jury selection taking place all throughout the week, and although many are claiming that he has appeared to have aged markedly, it apparently hasn't thrown him off of his swag, because he was even seen mouthing a 3-word question to a pregnant reporter he saw in the courtroom just yesterday. They believe he said, "Need any oil?" It's a baby thing. He knows he's got a guy. A new report claims that the excessive pumping of groundwater is causing major cities across the country to sink into the ground. And in related news, Zillow just rebranded Basement Studio as Oceanfront Efficiency. You pay extra for that one. You get right out on the beach. According to the internet, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk have reportedly, oh, thank God, they've reportedly brought back the R word. The R word. That's what you're championing? Traditionally viewed as a disability slur, the resurgence of the word is being seen as a cultural victory against the woke mob. White men with microphones everywhere rejoiced, as now we're just a couple of steps away from getting to call things gay again. So then it's the good times. And for the first time in 2,000 years, an American has been selected as Pope. Villanova grad Cardinal Robert Prevost will assume the name Pope Leo XIV. Leo is what he went with, mostly because, quote, probably, all the other Pope names are trash. He's got the Delco accent. Stores around Philly immediately started offering holy water ice. And should you start hearing volte, aquile, volte being tossed around pretty frequently, it's Latin for fly, eagles fly. Well, look at that. The test show. Test only on the live, really, because it's a regular episode of That's Just Nelson in the books. At That's Just Nelson. That's how you can find me on all social media. That's where you can see it stream on all social media. Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, maybe even TikTok if this stupid thing ever goes through. 402-302-1005. That's how you can call the show anytime, really. It's just my cell phone. It's a big show here, okay? It's big time. Also, Monday through Friday, starting tomorrow, 8:45 Central every day, we will be live. And then, of course, you can catch the Apple or Spotify rebroadcast there and share it with your friends. Appreciate you.
That's Just Nelson, a This Used to Be a Radio Show presentation.
I'm Penny Nelson. My name is Rowan Nelson. Thank you for listening to the show. Thanks for listening to the show. Have a good day and have an awesome day. I love you too.
All right, everybody. It was all right. Thanks. Could I stop the recording? Like, can we not be live before you're like, yeah, I'm just going to shit all over you?